What does this serve you? I mean, actually, I understand what it serves them. These looters that are doing the Louis Vuitton in LA.
I'm mad he was about to say, what does this serve you? You know that they're doing it for the money. It all comes back to poverty. If you flip the situation and there were more resources for Black people, and, I think there was a mindset shift with Black people and Black people controlled their own media, you would see a difference. Because there's so many incidents I see of white people doing things, but they don't make it to mainstream media. They're on TikTok, IG, and maybe YouTube, but you just don't see them highlighted as much. And so I think that's one thing, because you're controlling the narrative not only to people that are not Black, but also to Black people. And like I said, I've been, as a child, I lived in the suburban community. It was multicultural, I would say, at that point. And there were Black kids that would act ghetto. Y'all know what I mean by that, hopefully. The stereotypical ghetto. Meanwhile, they come from a really nice family. Their family's doing fairly well. And they know nothing about the hood. And I mean nothing about the hood. Yet they're acting and portraying what either they're seeing on TV or they're seeing from their extended family who are living in the hood. And so a lot of it does stem from media. They're trying to present themselves as cool, right? Because when you look at different variations of media and art, you look at music. Well, look at Drake, for example. So he comes from a decent family, I think, and he came out singing melodies and soft, sensual songs. I still love that. But there was a shift to him doing gangster rap. He's popular. He has an influence. So you do see that adjustment typically, where the most popular are promoting the most degenerate things to the Black community, and especially to boys, the Black boys, with the absence of a father. So they have this mentality where the men are portraying this behavior, they're continuing to portray it, and you have the media. So you have two different things happening. They're doing it, and I won't lie about that. The men are doing it. His experience of not having a father, this is typical. That's one thing I have to agree with him on. But also, it's almost like the chicken and egg theory. Like, what's impacting it worse? Is it the media or is it the people doing it? I think it's a little bit of both. I think the media helps it. The men are definitely helping it because a lot of them are doing this. And then also, it's learned behavior, because if you're seeing this in action, you're like, oh, well, this is cool. This is the right thing to do. And then you have people like, if y'all saw my video about T Daddy, and I'm not saying that first name, he's a rapper, and he made some disgusting commentary on a podcast. Why he had a podcast, why he has a mic, I don't get it. But he was making some crazy comments, and he's talking to younger Black boys, promoting this degenerate way of thinking and doing in life. And so people are going to pick that up. Other Black guys are going to pick that up and promote the same behavior. So you have a lot of issues. I won't lie. What Amir is highlighting, yes, we have a lot of issues in the Black community. However, I'm very much focused on the solutions in a lot of these conversations, and it's media, right? It's fixing the poverty issue, and it has to stem from the men. I've done a video on that. People hated that video, especially Black men, but Black men have to do it. Black men have to do this work to kind of control these three pillars, right? Change the thinking via media, change the poverty levels via getting more resources. Maybe the Black churches could help with that if their leaders aren't pocketing the money. Okay, let's continue. Y'all know I'm rambling. Y'all don't want to hear about that. Let's go.
and all these other high fashion stores. They take them, the boosters and the scammers, they steal them and they flip them online in their local community. I get it. There is a huge financial incentive for these people, especially given they have nothing to lose. When you're in the trenches and you're in the hood, you're in fight or flight mode. You're just trying to survive, quite frankly. And yes, a lot of these hoods are built around and were really started from the feds and racism to break down the black neighborhood, the black community, but it's 2025. We're past that now. There's no reason to be acting like this. I get it. It's a get rich quick scheme and it's something for you to do really quickly to net profit, but there are way too many things out there, way too many businesses to be started, trades to join, to where you can make money legally and not have to rely and do something like this, because this isn't helping anybody. It's only making black people look worse than what we already are. We can't even go to Six Flags. And I grew up in Six Flags. I love the theme parks. I love everything about a roller coaster. Why is it people that look like me? I never see white people crashing out like this unless a sports team wins and they're going downtown and they just acting a fool. I get it. But why?
Hold on, because you've never seen white people crashing out. Have you been around white people? I've seen all kinds of groups crashing out, just doing the most. Have you seen white drunk people? Like, I'm so confused with him saying that. Like, let's not lie in this video. Come on. Now, just like how I'm keeping it like real 100 with black people, come on now. I have seen the best behavior, some of the best behaviors in, black, white, Hispanic, whatever. And I've seen some of the worst just trash behavior in all of these groups. Like, stop playing. Because at the beginning of the video, he said he was not going to portray white people as, these angelic, perfect, they're angels, white knights, just doing the best. No, the truth is, under the right conditions, folks are going to be human. I'll just say that. People are going to be human. They are going to do what people do. You just got to put them into the right environment, under the right conditions. And then if you tie in years and years of cultural programming, oh yeah, you're gonna get something. Yeah, and let's just wait and see, because we've got some years ahead of us that are going to put people into some different conditions, I think. I am hoping for the best. I'm hoping it'll be better conditions, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a little pain before it gets better. But that's just my thoughts. We can keep that. I know y'all don't want to hear it. Let's get back to Amir.
It's reasons like this why theme parks are putting curfews. An amusement park with a curfew.
Is that a 4 p.m. curfew? Hold on. Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. Oh, he must be from Texas, because I know there's Six Flags in Texas and from where I'm from, Missouri. Chaperone policy for guests under 15 after 5. Oh, well, absolutely. Yeah, no. Have y'all seen those kids? And listen, I've mainly seen white kids doing this. These girls going into Sephora and they're just like taking the makeup, taking skincare products, wiping it all over the place, just doing the most. Like,
I just saw a girl on my For You page talking about how Sephora has become the new Claire's. There's a bunch of 10-year-olds running around fiending for Drunk Elephant and like looking for rare beauty as if Selena Gomez is in the building. And let me tell you, I have a story for you. These 10-year-olds are crazy. Like, literally the most feral. I was a camp counselor. The Sephora kids are different than any type of kids. First of all, whatever did happen to Claire's? Because I catch myself going into Claire's sometimes when I want a pair of cheap earrings or like a random
10-year-olds are ruining makeup stores. Lately, Sephora employees have been complaining on TikTok that every time they work a shift, the majority of customers are children under the age of 13 that have no manners. They go up to the sample section and quite literally destroy everything and make a huge mess that they don't even bother cleaning up. In fact, some workers are saying that the kids will open up packaged products from a set just to take one or two items, thus resulting in the store losing hundreds if not thousands of dollars worth of product.
Always when the groups of kids come into the store that we then find all of the empty Summer Fridays boxes.
As a result, some Sephora locations are allegedly removing testers entirely because it's not worth them if the kids are just gonna ruin it and not purchase anything. And it's not like they can ban 10-year-olds from coming into their store. Not to mention, people in the comments section were saying things like when they were 10 years old, they were playing with Barbies and watching Rugrats. Meanwhile, nowadays they're putting on a full face of makeup and are wanting to grow up faster and faster.
Everyone's out here talking about these 10-year-old Sephora girls like if you didn't create this problem. And just in case you didn't know about it, basically Sephora is trending, or more specifically the 10-year-old girl situation at Sephora has been trending. And why? Because these snot-nosed little shitheads are going into Sephora, okay, at 10 years old, and they're like opening up all the tester kits, they're ruining the shit that's on the shelves, they're being rude to people when they're being called out on it. Like, the whole thing's a hot mess. Which means if you know anything about me and my content, you know I'm going to talk about this shit. I'm here to tell you because I know this is going to hurt to hear, okay? So just try and bear with me. But if you're a millennial parent, these 10-year-old Sephora girl problems, it's your fault. We are now seeing the direct live results of what happens when iPad kids grow up and are starting to go out into the world.
Listen, Sephora products are not cheap. It's not like they're going into CVS and getting a $10 thing and they're taking the gunk out and doing stuff to it. No, Sephora had to deal with a situation where it really stemmed from where are the parents, and come get your kids. Get your kids. Can you at least watch your kids? Have y'all been into different stores like Target, Walmart, wherever? I know people are boycotting. We're not going. But anywho, when we were going, right? And there's no particular group that I can talk about here. I'm in a somewhat diverse area, somewhat. But the kids, have you seen these children running amok, just doing the most? And you just eye the parent like, are you going to do something about this? Like, you see what this child is doing? They're acting like an animal. You're a child. But anywho, I think I get what he's going to say, but you just go out and look at what's happening. Go out at different times of day as well. Like, I go out during the day when other people are working. Just look at the children. Just wrecking stuff, throwing stuff around for no reason, but that they're children. This is what children do. They're gonna do what they can get away with, right? They're exploring. The world is their oyster. They're doing the most. It's the parents' responsibility, and this is something you see trends to parents lacking in that responsibility. This is why I think I made a video where I talk about, I think a lot of people that have children they have narcissistic tendencies sometimes, because when you ask them, why do you want to have children? Oh, I always wanted a child. I always wanted a boy. I always wanted a girl. It's never, oh, I think I'm in this great relationship. I have the best morals and values that I can instill into someone. I have a lot that I can teach someone. I can really give them the world and da da da. And I have the time and energy that I can really pour into a child right now, and I'm going to make them the best. You never hear that. You hardly ever. I won't say never, but you hardly ever hear that. And those are the people that they have their kids, they have their children running amok. I'm sorry, that's something I have to say. And unfortunately, when we talk about the poverty conversation, those in poverty typically have the most children. You see this throughout the world. Those with higher incomes, they have less children. And they're thinking through, before they have children as well. So that makes things more difficult because you have more Black people in poverty, so you're going to have children, right? Typically. Now, this is what typically happens. Tie in a little conditioning and brainwashing to do something else and not have the children. Well, here we are. But of our communities, typically, of the people that are having the children, it's not going to be the highest income earners. It's just not. Because they want everything set up right. Everything's got to be right before they have the children. And then by the time it's right, we're like in our 60s. And it's like, well, never mind. Okay, I'm talking too much. Y'all don't want to hear that. Let's go.
Curfew and limits onto how many minors are there without an adult. I mean, the mall that's close to me, you can't even go to that mall if you're under 21 after, I think, 3 o'clock. I was just in New York City. They just blocked minors from going into McDonald's because too many people like this.
Wait, what are they doing at the McDonald's? They can't go without a parent? Okay.
Keep loitering and trying to steal and acting a fool because there's no parents anymore.
Okay, we have to agree. I do agree with that. I was just talking about this. The parents are not parenting. So if that's what he's talking about, that's not a stereotype for Black people necessarily. That's something that all types of people are doing. So I don't know if he's trying to say that Black people are not parenting their children. Yes, but also I see a lot of other people not parenting their children. It's just a problem in general that we have in this country, and it probably stems from everyone's working to make ends meet. We're living to work. We're working to live. This is why, for me, I've always thought about, like, with the idea of having a child, why would I have a child to set them up to be a slave of some sorts? Because you're basically, especially in our community, you're making workhorses, you're making slaves, you're making people that are going to work for lower wages, not the highest wages at least, and so in my mind, I'm not birthing a child so they can be a modern day slave. I would only birth a child if there's a beautiful life that they are going to come into. They're already going to be Black, and you know how the world perceives Black people